You have such a great track record of some really big wins in private investing just in the last 6 months. And talk about whether they're still good investments today, because they are very new and they were huge success stories for you. What is the first stock you have for us today?
Well, I think the one, especially it's topical for the whole space race that we're in right now, ticker symbol is FJET. The company's called Starfighters, and we found them back in 2024. They're on a mission basically to take decommissioned fighter jets and strap a rocket to the lower portion of the plane, fly to 45,000 feet, and shoot a rocket into low orbit with a satellite in the cone of the rocket. If you want to get a satellite into space, because the demand for that's insane, the backlog. And right now, the only really way to get up there is SpaceX, and it's 6 months and a lot of money, where these guys are trying to say, hey, what if we could get you up in the air in 2 weeks and put a satellite up there for much, much cheaper. And so that's the mission they're on. So we found them. We thought, man, this is really interesting. It was in the early stages of their business and company. So I invested, my members invested alongside of me. We got in around $3.40 a share in the private round. And with the direct list, basically the shares opened up. They're supposed to open up at a minimum of that share price. Well, it opened up at $10 a share and kind of fluctuated, ran around for a little bit. And then the third day of trading, the stock went up to $31.50 a share. Now, the amazing thing about that is that there was no lockup period for our investors. Everyone had access to their shares immediately. There wasn't this 6-month hold period where they had to wait and watch everybody else make money. They had the opportunity to sell, and we have some amazing stories of some of our members who saw some pretty substantial returns from $3.40 around through 50 to $31.50. Pretty wild time. So that was one of that one was really exciting. That one went public on the New York Stock Exchange. I got to go ring the bell there. It was a really fun experience.
All right, a really interesting first company, very, very timely right now. Let's get on to that second big private win that you've had this year.
Yeah, this one's going to be in the biomaterials space, and it actually went public last Thursday. They kind of had this thesis of they started off with human collagen and said, hey, what if we rework this or whatever, and tried to help with wound care, people who've been severely burned or have big wounds. And then they realized, they started kind of pulling on the thread. They're like, oh, this also helps with tissue when it comes to the gums, regenerating tissues. And then they were like, well, we could do fillers instead of hyaluronic acid that is toxic. This is human collagen that regenerates cells under the skin, and it's completely and totally natural. They can print 3D scaffolding bones, and also for, say, a woman who has a mastectomy, they can 3D print a breast where they could go in and augment the breast with human collagen and help it regenerate and regrow. There's some amazing science that they're working on right now. And we got in at around $2 a share in this company. The stock is sitting at around $13 right now, which is just wild. The company's called Connexu Science.